And welcome to the Movie Madhouse. I'm Rob.
I'm James.
I'm Jason.
And our special.
And I'm sorry, I keep on interrupting you.
Don't worry about it.
I thought I would go with the flow. And I'm Marianthi.
You know what? That's much better. Welcome to the Movie Madhouse. I'm Rob.
I'm James.
I'm Jason.
And I'm Marianthi.
There we go. Welcome to the show. Now,
Thank
you
you again for having me back. Sorry.
Oh,
Thank you.
it's a pleasure having you here.
Absolutely.
Trust me. But about 3 weeks ago, we did a little thing at the beginning of the show because something amazing happened. And now you must know about what happened on Friday, that we have to have another one because this was even bigger. Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni have created an amazing universe in The Mandalorian. And have you watched the last episode?
Yes.
Yes. So
I did. I don't know if we're allowed to talk about it because I know if we're going to be like spoiling it for other people. That's why I hesitated.
Hit the spoiler button.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Yes, I did.
Spoiler alert. Spoiler alert. Just in case. With The Mandalorian, what he has done has given everybody their dream. Because watching that entrance of the Jedi.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've always been of the mindset with Mandalorian that I didn't want any connection to the main saga. Like I felt like it needs to stay on its own. It needs to stay over. It's a big galaxy. You know, they don't need to cross. What they gave us in that episode, I didn't think I wanted. I still can't really put it in words. Like I was hysterical watching it as each little clue was coming out as to who it was. I was hysterical. My wife does not like Star Wars. She doesn't want anything to do with it. I begged her to come and watch what was about to be revealed just so I had someone in the room to share it with.
Now, was your reaction like mine? Like, oh my God, no way! I knew it, kind of. Was it kind of like that?
Compared to my reaction.
Mine, I was fighting it the entire time. As soon as the X-Wing flew by, it's like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Only one Jedi I know flies an X-Wing.
And the color of his lightsaber too?
Yeah, well at first they didn't give it away though.
Too.
Even the first, it was 3 actually, because the first video shows him walking down the hall.
Right.
And it's like, okay, it's a Jedi. Then you see the footage of them fighting with a lightsaber, but it looks white
because it was
the video
black
screen.
and white. Yeah, okay. We brought this up on Three Nose yesterday. Like we talked about this incessantly. And how is it that they have all this high technology, intergalactic space travel, and all this
black and white screen?
Get some 4K screens. Come on now.
Well, even to like their radar, monitors are like little blips.
It's like, you see when they locked onto the ship?
Yeah,
it was like from Battlestar in 1978. You know,
but it was pointed out it is a long time ago
in a galaxy far, far away.
Far,
that is
away.
true. But yeah,
but as Family Guy put it, but somehow in the future,
right? But in the future, and as soon as they showed the green blade, though, everybody knew.
Yeah.
You know, and the gloved hand.
Yep.
And I thought they did a great job. Like I talked to Gavin about it. Gavin Michael Booth is a massive Star Wars junkie like myself and our friends. And I said to him, I go, I could even get over the deep fakeness of the face. He goes, buddy, we grew up on the films from the 70s and 80s where the special effects were horrible. Oh, you know, so a little bit of deep fake face is beautiful compared to what we grew up with.
That was some of the best facial CGI I have ever seen.
Yes.
Yeah,
So we got Luke back in Star Wars.
I still thought for half a second before they showed his gloved hand that it might have been Ezra Bridger from Rebels.
Well, and see, that's what I was wondering too, because they're bringing all this stuff in.
Because Ahsoka mentions Grand Admiral Thrawn, and the last time you saw Thrawn was being blasted across the universe with Ezra Bridger.
Yep.
So if one's back, the other should be back.
So I didn't know. I wanted to believe like with the X-Wing, you know.
I thought it was the Kim's Convenience guy again.
Yeah, right. He's everywhere. But yes. So thank you, Dave. Thank you, John. I Can't
wait for
praise
next
that episode
season.
enough. That was just amazing.
And then the little tiny little cherry on top, the post-credit scene.
Right?
That was
I didn't see it. What's the post-credit scene?
Yeah, that's their trick for the season finales. There's a post-credit scene.
I'm gonna take my earpiece out and then do this when you guys stop talking about it. Or
Okay,
are you not gonna talk about it?
No,
we won't talk about it.
It's fine.
The only thing it really does is it introduces a show they did not talk about during their big display.
Yep.
So they
I didn't see it. I was making fun of my boyfriend because he fell asleep while watching it, and then I was quizzing him. He did. I was quizzing him.
Oh yeah.
And then I said, well, who was the Jedi? And he actually said Luke Skywalker. And I went, was it I know he just said it out of the blue, and I'm like, damn it. And then I said, was it an old one or a new one? Was he old or young? And he's like, he was old. I'm like, oh, was he? So I was like, I was catching him in his lie, even though I knew he was lying. But anyway, okay. Yeah, he fell asleep.
Falling asleep during Star Wars, that's 2 strikes. Okay. That's
Dude,
he doesn't even get a 1. It's an automatic 2.
the Pope would be at 2 strikes. Okay. Just saying.
I went and saw episode 1 at Silver City in Windsor, and I sat next to a guy who was snoring louder than the pod race scene.
Oh
no.
Yeah.
Nope.
So
sorry, buddy. You gots to go. So yeah, go check out the post-credit scene.
Yeah,
I will.
We'll stop.
Yes, we won't do any of this. Beep. I'm gonna put that sign up now.
I'm surprised there isn't like a loud sound effect to that.
Oh, I should. That's what I should do. Right? That's what I should do.
James is leaving. Bye, James.
He's got a call.
Oh,
he's going to watch the after credit scene.
Oh dear. So how is everybody feeling today?
Good. I am ready for this list. You came up with an amazing topic.
Thank you. And I actually did a proper list. I was messaging Rob Jason earlier or a couple days ago. I was like, I actually did a proper one. I got a 10, like a legit top 10, and I'm gonna start from number 10.
We'll learn.
I'm gonna have to. My friend's mother gave me this last year for Christmas. It's a maple syrup liqueur from Quebec.
Oh wow!
This is coffee.
That's real coffee. That's it.
Okay. Technically, Rob's driving this podcast with the order and everything, so it's okay.
Yes, I got the wheel. You're good to go.
Awesome. Hey, you know what? I'm owning it, so it's fine. I had a long day, so it's
This makes the long day better.
But if you see me like constantly burying my face in the cup, that's a problem.
Jason, I think she's asleep in her cup.
I'll just yell really loud.
Well, let's jump into this topic.
Sure.
Here we go. Top 10 movies based on TV shows with the amazing Marianthi Evans.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Before we begin,
yes,
I do have a question because this will affect my list because I made 2 lists. So if we were to include the Batman movies, do they all count or just the one that Adam West and Burt Ward did in 1966?
I would say they all count because technically, like, let's just look at one film, Get Smart. You know, the main character, none of the actors are in Get Smart, but it's still a movie based on that show.
Okay.
I personally didn't include it, but I also fine-tuned my list, so I didn't include like SNL skit stuff.
You didn't? Okay.
No, I stuck to just strictly based on a TV show. So that also excluded the Batman movies for me. But that was just, I had to narrow it down. My initial list started off at like 50. So
it was tough. And I'm sure, I'm expecting some, expressions on maybe some of my selections, but I did make 2 lists. One include, I'm not going to, I kind of ruined it right now, but I did make 2 lists, based on, because I did include SNL skits, which I think we all agreed on was okay, right?
Yeah. And I didn't because we had a similar topic already. And
I see.
My number 1 would have automatically carried over. So,
right.
Because my number 1 from that list is my number 1 favorite movie of all time. So
I think it might be my number 1 on this list.
We'll find out.
Let's see.
Because everybody I think pivots their list their own way. Because
Right.
like you said, you omitted certain things.
Mhm.
I always go by watchability. Like how many on film of these films do I repeat watch? You know?
Yeah, that's
a
what I
big
ended up
thing for
doing.
me.
Yeah.
That's how I tend to weed things down, but it's getting the initial list to build off of. I have to narrow the field sometimes.
Yeah.
It's hard to get to 10 when you only have 20 selections. It's really hard when you got 50 selections. So weeding it down,
Can't argue
What
that.
was Marianthi's?
we haven't even
We
started.
didn't start yet. We
Oh,
waited
yeah.
for you, James.
Yeah,
She asked
we're waiting for
whether
you.
Batman would
I'm
be
sorry,
included
it's-
and so on. So
Work.
okay.
It's all
No,
good.
it's good. All right. We all
Hey,
gotta do
dude,
what
you
we gotta
weren't in
do.
the picture. We got to see Marianthi on the poster. We're good.
Oh, there you go.
We had 2 frames of Marianthi. Yeah.
Everybody's so either going, oh, her again, or the luckiest people in the world. One of the two.
The latter.
Okay. I started last week, so somebody should start.
Well, no, you're still our
Oh,
guest.
you always do the guest? Okay.
Yeah.
So number 10.
All right. So my number 10, I this is the first one that popped in my head, like when I was thinking of the topic. I gotta say, guys, the Mod Squad is my number 10.
Oh, yeah.
Ah, right, with the Giovanni Ribisi and with Claire Danes, is it?
Yes.
Yeah, Claire Danes was in it. Josh Brolin was in it too.
Omar.
So that one.
It's been a long time since I saw that. I did enjoy it, and it was on my initial list, but because I haven't gone back to it too many times, it didn't make my list. But
I think
that was a cool flick.
I missed that.
It
one.
was.
It was good.
Yeah, I think the reason why it's stuck, because I that one stuck. Trust me, I really worked on this list this time. I promise. But that I think the reason why, because that was the first one that popped in my head, and I really enjoyed it for thinking. Anyway, okay, number 9.
No,
Actually,
no.
hold on.
Oh.
Hold on.
It's
Sorry.
Jason's turn for number 10.
Yeah, we go through.
Oh, is that how we do it?
Yes.
Yes. And then
Oh,
we
I'm
we
sorry.
spiral
I'm
down.
sorry.
Yeah, you've never experienced the actual show yet. See,
No.
this is good.
Yeah, we spiral
Sorry,
down.
Jason.
It's all good.
She just
It's all
You
good.
mean it's not all
You're new.
about me? Just kidding.
Next time. Next
Thank
time.
you.
Okay.
Well, you said you'll learn me, so
That's,
we
that's
go.
one strike.
okay. Sorry. Okay.
Jason, what's your number 10?
My number 10 from 2007, Transformers. For the very first live action Transformers.
Yeah.
Oh,
It worked for me.
Do you know
Like,
what's hilarious? I did my list last night and I went to bed and I watched Transformers, Dark of the Moon, actually. And I didn't even think that, it's based off a TV cartoon.
Yeah. I forgot about that.
So yeah, I had to include because that one it was such a great starting point for that franchise. Now that franchise is questionable on where that franchise has gone.
depending on your opinion.
Exactly. And I'm not going to argue that because there's points in both directions. So, but the first one I thought was just was phenomenal.
Yes.
It really. They even had those little homages to the original material and everything. It just worked on all the levels. So that I had to put it on the list.
But I think that happens with any franchise. The longer the franchise, the more chance there is to screw it up.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Like 90% of the people would say with Star Wars episodes, the prequels are a mess up, or the sequels are a mess up. And that's because it's gone on so long.
Yeah.
So it's going to happen. But you're right. Transformers, I love how they have the live action Bumblebee, the live action Optimus,
Yeah. And they still had Optimus's voice.
Yep.
Mhm.
We had the same voice.
We had to wait a few movies to get Megatron's voice, but we got it.
Exactly. James,
I didn't see them.
you didn't see them?
Yeah.
Oh, it's a fun watch.
Coffee.
This is why she didn't watch it. She's drinking a lot of coffee.
Yeah, when she hasn't seen it, she's just gonna take another drink.
That'll be the cue. Marianthi has no answer.
Her coffee.
Number 10, James.
My number 10 from 1995, Tales from the Crypt presents Demon Knight.
Cool. I've never seen that.
What?
One with
Billy
What?
Zane?
Billy Zane, William Sadler, Jada Pinkett.
No.
Smith.
Oh, it's a pretty badass flick.
It is awesome.
I haven't seen it in a long time.
And
but
an awesome metal soundtrack.
Is it Demon Knight as a
Night
knight or
KN.
Hey, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, they only made 2, technically.
Yeah, I never watched Bordello of Blood.
Bordello of Blood was funny because it was Dennis Miller.
Yeah.
Have you seen these?
Me?
Yeah.
I have, but a long time ago. I used to watch when I was younger. I used to stay up late and watch Tales from the Crypt, like the series. The show.
The Crypt Keeper always was a
Was-
highlight.
Yeah, of course.
I didn't even hear of these two.
What?
Yeah, I've seen the first one. I've heard. I can't remember if I saw the second one. Dennis Miller, right?
It didn't
but
do.
but
well.
but it sounds familiar.
Yeah.
But I haven't seen it in years for sure. But yeah.
Demon Knight was definitely the more well received.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yes, and a very, very good showcase of, and this has been on endless soundtracks, Filters. The song that Filters most known for, no,
I don't know.
off their first album.
Who made who?
No, oh Jesus,
Back in Black.
Hang on, I have the movie open.
Pour some sugar on me.
I shouldn't have stuttered on that one. Hey man, nice shot.
That's what I was going to say next.
I'm sure. Anyway, great film. Great film.
I got to watch him. I haven't seen him. Oh yeah, even Ryan here said Billy Zane.
Yeah.
Yes.
He kind of goes a little over the top at times, but it just works for the character.
Well, I love Billy Zane. Like literally.
Great.
Whatever happened to him? We haven't seen him in a while.
He was
Titanic.
He works.
Phantom.
He's gone back to the Sniper franchise. They're all direct videos. He had a cameo in Sherlock and Holmes as himself, like he does in other.
Oh boy!
You remember in Zoolander he goes Billy Zane and stuff like that. Well, in Sherlock Holmes, there's a bunch of people getting on the Titanic. Like, oh, everything's gonna be fine, and Billy Zane's getting on there. He's like, look, Holmes, it's Billy Zane.
That's hilarious.
Oh boy. Okay. On that note,
yes.
My number 10 is a classic, and I watch this at least once a year. 1979, The Muppet Movie.
Oh.
Yes, I adore that movie.
I can't tell you the last time I saw a Muppet movie of any kind.
Did that make your list?
A Muppet movie made my list, but not that one. Yeah.
If you ever get a double of something of us, let us know because we'll just fill in the list as we go. Okay.
Oh, okay. Okay.
But yeah,
we didn't do that last time because I just did my own thing.
We didn't really have But yeah, no, I adore that film. I remember watching it when it first came out on. Oh my God, what was it?
I'm not sure I saw
Laserdisc.
the first one. I think the very first one I saw was The Great Muppet Caper. I think.
Yeah, that was the second one.
Yeah,
I might have been too young to see the first one.
No, I went over to a friend's and they had it on Laserdisc. Those big honking shink.
Yeah,
and I remember. So that's my number 10.
And that's where we got the over the rainbow.
No,
Rainbow
Connection.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. I love that song. All right, number 9, Marianthi.
You're gonna laugh at me, but I don't care. The Naked Gun.
I thought someone might have that on their list.
No, nothing to be ashamed of.
That's
funny.
I'm not ashamed. Are you kidding? No.
That is my number 1.
Really?
Really?
Yeah. Wow.
Yep.
I thought the first two were funny. I didn't really care for the third one.
No. I agree with you. The third one was just like, but the first two were hilarious.
Yeah,
they were. And
first one especially, I think.
It still makes me want to check out Police Squad.
And that's I loved Police Squad, So when that movie came out, I was in love with it. And I watch it and watch it and watch it.
It's still always find it funny that Leslie Nielsen, prior to Airplane, had only done dramatic stuff.
Yeah.
I know.
Not a comedy guy.
He did a Tales from the Crypt episode with Ted Danson.
Yep.
Yeah. And Creep Show.
Yeah.
Creep Show. Yeah. Or was it Creep Show or was it Tales from the Crypt? Maybe it was Creep Show.
No, he definitely did Creep Show. I was trying to think if it was one or two.
I think it was Creep Show.
Okay. Then I got them mixed up.
I think it was Creep Show.
Yeah.
But he's a brilliant comedic actor because he's so straight. You know?
Yeah, he does the deadpan so well.
I think it takes a certain level of genius and brilliance to be able to do comedy the way he did.
Absolutely.
And even I think comedic actors don't get enough credit as serious actors, to be honest.
Oh no, absolutely. Because they get labeled comedians,
They do. And they do dramatic work or serious work, which I don't like that term. They always blow it out of the park. Like hit it out of the park. Blow it out of the water. I'm failing. Coffee time.
Take them all together and you've got it.
Yeah.
I just remember with Police Squad, I loved the stuff that they did, especially the end of the show. Did you ever watch the original Police Squad?
I never did. No.
Because at the end of the show, just like the old TV shows, how they would freeze frame and then roll the credits, right?
Right.
Well, they would do that, except the camera was still rolling, so everyone would just stop. And things would carry on around them, because they had one where they captured a guy and he's sitting in the chair and they go, yeah, we got the bad guy. And they all do the freeze. Well, the bad guy looks around, he gets up and he's trying to figure out how to get out of the room. It was brilliant. I loved it. Jason, number 9.
My number 9 from 2001, Recess School's Out.
I never saw any of those.
I loved the Recess series. So I'm watching that with my kids. It was just so much little kid fun. But when they did School's Out with James Woods as the nefarious new principal who's trying to eliminate summer vacation, it was so fun. And I'll take getting to see TJ Detweiler and all his friends again any day of the week.
I used to watch that show.
I watch it on Disney Plus now all the time.
Recess and 16. Guilty pleasure. I love those cartoons. I do.
And School's Out was just so much fun. And I think they actually had a theatrical release for that.
Yeah.
So, and that's impressive. And I just love that movie, and it still holds a place in my heart.
It's a fun watch. It really, really is. Just for one of those days where you just want to kick back and not have anything, serious go on in your head. There you go. James, number 9.
Okay. My number 9 from 2015. While I totally waffled on Transformers, I do have one that's based on a cartoon from 2015. I don't care that it got pulled from theaters after 2 weeks after making almost no money. I don't care that it was critically panned. I was a fan of the cartoon, and I'm a fan of the movie.
House of the Dead?
Gem and the Holograms.
Oh, yes.
I couldn't bring myself to watch it.
I tried watching it on TV, and I couldn't do it either. I'll try again though. And there's some cheese acting in that movie from what's one of the guys from, he's in a Step Up movie. He was in that awful Boy Next Door movie with Jennifer Lopez. So good, brings me back.
Got Juliette Lewis in there. But no, I thought it was great. It was a great movie from John Chu, and it just there was a personal thing in it that I connected to, where the main girl had lost her father, and she gets she's putting together this little Robbie the Robot kind of contraption that moves on its own. And it's called Synergy, which was something that helped them in the cartoon.
That was what created
that was the big computer that the dad built or something, right? Yeah.
And she gets a pre-recorded message from him.
Got you.
Broke your heart, didn't it? Yep. Jeff posted in here. He goes, "Recess is so good, brings me back." Yep. See, everybody loves Recess.
Yep.
And that still holds true now. Every kid does it.
Yep.
My number 9 from 2017 is Wonder Woman.
Oh,
I completely spaced on Wonder Woman.
Me too.
Damn it.
And again, I didn't. That was part of my trimming. So
Yeah.
I
spaced on it.
no MCU or DCU movies on my list. There's no.
Oh no,
Batman
and that's
or
fine.
anything.
Me either.
Really?
I didn't. I had to trim. I had to make sacrifices.
Oh, I did. I had to cut out Star Trek.
This is the only
I had
book.
Star Trek. I had Star Trek Into Darkness, and I had Wrath of Khan on there.
I almost had Wrath of Khan on.
But yeah, this is the only comic book movie on here.
That made it for you, Wonder Woman?
Yeah, because I do watch it a lot.
I loved was it Linda Hamilton? No. What's her name again?
Linda Hamilton was the
Hamilton, right? I loved that show.
Linda Carter. Sorry, yeah, Carter.
Linda Carter, that's it. Yeah, I loved that show growing up. Did you know when that movie first came out, and I can't remember, some American magazine, I don't remember what it was, in the States, critiqued that her outfit wasn't American enough. There was no blue shorts with the white stars and the and the person who reviewed that review was like, well, she's not American.
It's sort of like an Avengers where they put Cap back in the old school uniform. He's like, isn't it a little out of date or a little
old school?
He's like, we could use a little bit of old school.
No, she's Amazon,
right?
Amazonian.
Yeah, she is Amazonian.
You know.
Yeah.
Was this she was born from the tears of Zeus? What was it again? I should know this. I'm Greek descent, but I'm not that good with it.
Yeah. We'll go with what you said.
Perfect.
Okay, number 8.
Okay, hold on. I got to get my list up because the 1994 Mel Gibson, Jodie Foster, James Garner movie, Maverick.
Oh, nice.
That is my number 4.
Considered that one. That one's fun, especially the
very
Lethal
fun.
Weapon callback.
That's my number 8.
That's your number 8.
Yep.
That's my number 8 too. Look at us.
Right?
It was just so much fun.
Especially
It was
the,
so much fun.
I'm going to lose at cards for a solid hour.
Yep.
It was super fun. I really enjoyed that movie a lot.
And then the twist where it actually connects and James Garner's playing his original character in the end. And
Yep.
yes, I watched that movie so many times. And underrated actor, but he got typecast a lot. Graham Greene.
Yes.
As the Indian con artist.
Yeah. I forgot who was in that.
Oh, yeah.
He's actually so much fun. I worked with him on Defiance. It was this sci-fi series. I don't know if and
I have that at home. I still have to watch it.
Do you? I'm in a couple of episodes in a few seasons because I was like he was the is responsible for the mines, and I was like his right hand. But you know the editors. I mean, I ended up more on the editing room floor than
those pesky editors, right?
Those pesky editors. That's who you need to bribe.
I meant to ask you at CKX, are you recognizable in the movie or under a lot of makeup?
No, I'm me. I'm just longer hair. I just had it's funny story, and sorry to take away from it, but I was originally cast as the mayor's assistant who was an alien. But because I wasn't, it was that race of alien that was very tall and pale skin and statuesque, look like models. And I'm 5'7", but I'm not very my body's not a model. I've got curves. Girls got meat on her. So they're like, ooh, we can't cast you in that. You don't fit the body type. But actually, originally I went for the part I ended up getting cast in, but then the director wanted me for that part. And then they're like, she can't play because her body, she doesn't physically fit it. And of course I was devastated, but then my role ended up being larger than that other person's role. So
perfect.
Excellent.
There's your Nana Boo Boo moment right there.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. And you could recognize me because other than my hair was just longer. Yeah.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you always have to ask that with sci-fi movies, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, you do.
Are you or are you an alien? Yes.
Yeah, I just recently today I just went through a quick article. It's like actors you didn't know were in certain movies.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And
Yes.
Nathan Fillion came up for Guardians of the Galaxy. I already knew that,
Yeah.
but again, it's a CGI alien, but Nathan Fillion did the voice.
Or Bill Murray in Dumb and Dumber 2.
Yes.
You know?
I don't even remember that.
He's Ice Pick.
Yeah.
The guy in the Breaking Bad.
I don't even know if I watched that.
Oh,
Actually, come to think of it, I don't think I watched Dumb and Dumber 2.
gotta watch it.
It's pretty good.
It's worth a watch.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, what's your number 8?
Jason.
My number 8 from 2017, Power Rangers.
Purpose?
I like that movie a lot.
I was surprised.
It was a lot better
Did
than I.
somebody say purpose?
I said
Did I
on
hear
purpose.
Oh, on purpose.
That was one that Greg recommended to me, and I watched it. It was actually pretty good.
It was a lot better than I
It was
expected.
better than pretty good. It was
See,
a good movie.
I love watching Elizabeth Banks, and I was going to watch it for her, but then I remembered it's Power Rangers, and I couldn't do it.
She's over the top in the movie, but
But
she
that
does a good
fits it
job.
though.
Yes.
It
yes.
fit so well, and there was a couple little nods, and then we got 2 of the original cast members in there.
And they do a little cliffhanger, but
Yep.
the movie didn't perform.
No,
well
it didn't
enough.
do very well at all.
See-
We have Bryan Cranston as the voice of Zordon.
Yeah.
I got to be honest. I've only ever watched, I think, 4 episodes of any Power Ranger franchise.
Oh, I never watched them at
and
all.
I watched the Dino Thunder Power Rangers because we had Kevin Duhaney and Jeff Perazzo coming to CKX, and they're 2 of the Dino Thunder Power Rangers. So I wanted to support them and be able to know what I'm talking about when speaking with them. But that's literally.
I had no interest because it was Power Rangers, but Greg recommended it to me so strongly, and it was directed by the same guy who did Project Almanac, that Michael Bay produced Build Your Own Time Machine movie. So I'm like, I'll at least give it a shot because my friend recommended it, and that guy did such a good job with his debut movie. So, and it has a great cover of Stand By Me in it.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll watch it.
It's better than you might think.
Maybe you give it a good, honest watch.
Oh, don't do that. Okay,
that seems like an inside. That seems like an inside little.
That's the thing. If there's a movie we dare you to watch, that's what you say.
Maybe I'll give it a what?
Give it a good, honest watch.
Maybe I'll give it a good, honest watch.
Yes.
But remember, with great power comes great responsibility.
Yes. You can't just be tossing that around.
Exactly.
Mike Nada said, have to get back to work, but would Wanted Dead or Alive be one? I will watch later tonight.
What is that?
That's Rutger Hauer.
Is that the Rutger Hauer? I don't think that's based on a show.
I don't know.
I'm going to look that up while we talk.
It's been way too long since I saw that movie, but I don't know if it was based on anything.
I'll find out. Why don't you give us your number 8 while we look?
Okay, my number 8 from 2019, based on a great TV show. Something is the best TV show. I thought it was just a great TV show. Shot in secret, but heavily rumored. It is El Camino, a Breaking Bad movie.
I haven't pulled the trigger on that just because I loved Breaking Bad so much, and I've heard mixed reviews on it.
I thought it's a great looking movie, and they flash back a lot to parts in the TV show. Some you see and some they shot new. There's cameos from dead characters, obviously. Bryan Cranston shot his cameo in secret. His girlfriend who asphyxiates and dies that Cranston watches Kristen Ritter. And oh man, and Meth Damon flashing back because it's a very tense movie. Even Robert Forster makes a cameo, and apparently he was really, really well known for the one episode he showed up in, because he's sort of like a guy who runs a store, but he also smuggles people out of the state, out of the country. And he shows up in the movie, and it was one of the last things I think he made before he passed. But I was surprised. It was a very, very well done movie. And oh man, and what's his name? The star of it, Aaron Paul. Aaron Paul is front and center all throughout this movie, and I've always been a big fan of his, but he knocks it out of the park for this one.
I really should just rip that Band-Aid and watch it, because I love the Breaking Bad. To me, is quite possibly the greatest television show ever created.
See, now I like it
so well crafted.
Yeah, and I thought the movie was the same.
She's not drinking. I think she's seen it.
No, I haven't. I haven't.
Did you watch Breaking Bad?
I started watching it. It was one of those with my ex years ago. It was one of the shows that we watched together, and then he continued watching it without me, and then I just never continued it. But it's among the list that's like that's long. But it's one of those series that I was like, oh, I should get back to it, because I remember I was really enjoying it, and then I think because he just ruined the whole momentum for us.
What I haven't been able to pull the trigger on is Better Call Saul.
Yeah, I haven't watched that yet either.
I watched the first season. That's as far as I got.
There you go. If you want to watch it chronologically,
watch Better Call Saul. And then go to
Breaking Bad, because it comes before.
But I don't know. And now I don't know. I'm just not that. I try to avoid binge watching, because as much as Netflix and Prime and all these things are fantastic, it's the devil, because you get sucked in, and like little things like. And it's like just one more episode, and you can watch it any freaking time. It's there, but you just get glued on that couch.
Yeah, I'm currently sucked into Yellowstone.
Are you?
See, this is why I love Disney Plus also, and the Mandalorian, because they're bringing that destination TV back. You have to tune in every week.
Every week, new episode, new week, I agree with you. But
I start work at 8 a.m. Friday morning, but I'm up at 6 so I can watch Mandalorian.
Really?
Gotta get the Mandalorian.
He responded there. Yes, Wanted Dead or Alive was based on a TV show starring Steve McQueen. That TV show ran from 1958 to 1961.
So he was in the TV show and the movie?
No, Steve McQueen was in the TV show, and Rutger Hauer plays essentially his grandson in the movie.
When was?
But it is based on his show.
Because I know Mike really well, and this is what he's talking about. Wanted Dead or Alive, 1958.
That's the TV show starring Steve McQueen.
Yeah.
What year was the movie? Because
the movie was 1986.
So Stephen Queen was dead by then, I think.
They did 94 episodes of the TV show from 58 to 61, starring Steve McQueen. And then Rutger Hauer, I read the trivia on the movie, and it did say he was playing the descendant of.
I'm unaware of each, but cool.
That the movie was badass.
Okay.
Particularly the end.
I'm trying to Google something. I was trying to Google something to do with that, and I'm like, why isn't my phone working? And I realized it's on airplane mode because I didn't want it to disturb the.
That will slow you down just a
See,
hair.
it just went off the second I took it.
Yep. Okay, El Camino. Oh, and then my number 8 is Maverick.
Right.
Yes.
So that's back to
number 7.
Wait, my number 7 movie is, and again, comedic actors do not get enough credit. Borat.
Okay. Yes.
Yeah, it counts because he was. Is it a? And I like this first one way better than the second one. The second one, I felt like they were just trying too hard for that shock value comedy. But the first one, Sacha Baron Cohen is a genius. He's brilliant.
See, I agree with you. The second one had moments, whereas the first film was kind of the whole story. You know.
Yeah.
I'm because
you're torn.
I didn't like Borat at all.
Mm-hmm.
Shows you it's good.
I kind of cracked a smile with Bruno a tiny bit. And the odd thing is, I thought his best character was Ali G. But when I watched the Ali G Into House, the movie, the movies I didn't like. And then that movie was a narrative one. It wasn't like the hidden camera kind of thing. And that movie didn't work as well with the character I did like. And the characters I didn't like, I'm torn.
I haven't watched any of them. I saw so many clips and the trailer and everything, and it just didn't look like it was going to work for me.
And I get the whole concept because I'm a big fan of the Jackass movies and Bad Grandpa and stuff. So I get why they're funny. It was just something with the Borat one didn't work for me.
No.
Now I will acknowledge Sacha Baron Cohen is a genius. The other stuff that I've seen him in, he's been phenomenal.
Watch The Trial of the Chicago 7.
Is he in that?
Oh
He's in that.
He plays Abby Hoffman.
I need to watch it again.
Yeah.
Yeah, he puts on a great American accent in that one.
I didn't even recognize him. See, which proves my point. Didn't even recognize him.
Yep.
Yeah.
Such a good performer, such a good actor, such a brilliant person, human being. But didn't even recognize him. And I just saw it, when did it come out? Like a month ago, the Chicago 7?
If that.
Yeah, so I saw it very recently. And okay, I need to watch it again.
But see, Borat, you're right. Because it was ingenious when it first came out. You know, released as a documentary and the whole bit.
Yeah.
Like I even have the DVD upstairs.
Yeah, it's got the marker. It's written on with like a Sharpie, it looks like.
It looks like a burnt DVD.
Yeah.
Marketing is brilliant. So yeah, I agree with you on that one.
Thank you.
Jason, number 7.
My number 7 from 2005, the SpongeBob SquarePants movie.
Oh, SpongeBob.
Again, hold a special place. My kids.
The very first one?
The very first one.
Didn't you mention a SpongeBob movie last week?
Might have.
Or did it just get brought up in a conversation?
Might have just been brought up.
Okay.
It definitely wasn't in my list.
Wait. Oh no, it's Christmas movies. Is there SpongeBob Christmas?
I don't know.
There's a couple of episodes, but I don't
we
think
may have just been talking about briefly the movie that came out this year.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Found that.
SpongeBob always comes
The
up.
first SpongeBob SquarePants movie.
Aren't we popular?
It's just so much fun. And then all the silliness, particularly the David Hasselhoff cameo.
Oh my God, yes.
He uses his pecs to launch them.
Surfboard.
Yep. And then the Goofy Goober song, like it was. They just took everything that we loved from the show and they cranked it to 11, and it worked on every level.
I can't argue that. That movie is so much fun. I love the series, though. I do.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm laughing at my sister. Sorry. I told them I'm doing this at 6:45. I even said, "Hey, if you're gonna call me, make sure it's before 6:40," and she's texting me pictures of of what to get somebody for Christmas. I don't even know who. Oh, my uncle. Anyway.
It happens all the time. My phone's been silent, and now for the past couple minutes, Sid's been texting me little videos. He bought his grandson one of those little Jeep vehicles, that they can drive around. But this one's got a remote control, so the parents actually drive it.
Oh.
But he's got it set up, and the lights are on, and it's moving, and his dogs are in the headlights just barking at it like crazy. It's like a disco light. But yeah, they do that. It's like, oh, you're not busy? Fine, I won't talk to you. But when you're busy, boom.
Yeah, I even had to put a sign because my mom was living next door to me for a brief moment, and I even had to put a sign on my apartment door saying, "Mom, please do not knock or walk in because I'm self-taping or voice recording." And so she saw the sign, so she didn't knock or walk in, but then she called me.
Can I come over yet?
And I'm like, she's like, "Oh, hi, baby. What are you doing?" I'm like, "Mom, I'm auditioning." "Oh, I thought so. That's why I didn't come over." I'm like, "You still called."
It's like I just watched last night a compilation of Zoom fails, like working from home Zoom fails, and there's so much of that.
Yeah. I'm like kids walking in,
walking in, husbands coming in with their shirts off. Yeah.
Oh man. Welcome to 2020.
Right? Okay.
James, number 7.
My number 7 from 2015. You may not have heard of this. It's based on a show originally in the BBC called Spooks. In North America, it was called MI5. And they made a movie in 2015 called MI5, starring Kit Harington.
Oh yeah, I remember that movie.
Yeah.
I didn't see it.
No, and I never saw the show, but I always meant to check it out. It was sort of they bring Kit Harington was someone who was brought into MI5 and then booted out by his handler, he was Harry Pierce, played by Peter Firth, who was from the original show. And they bring him back because they think Harry's turned. So they have to bring him back because he possibly knows him best. And it's just knowing nothing about the show and watching the movie was just like, man, this movie is deep. And I wanted to go back to the show. I still do.
Now I'm curious to watch it.
Yeah, and I'm not surprised because it was just one of those I saw there. I'm like, oh, this looks interesting. I'm a big fan of Kit Harington, Game of Thrones, and all and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. And he's nothing like Jon Snow in the show, which is good.
Oh, so he actually knows things.
Yes,
that's good.
Thank you. Thank you. I'll be here all week.
Yeah, I highly
maybe
recommend
not.
I highly recommend it, even if you haven't seen the show, because I still haven't.
MI5.
It's also known as Spooks: The Greater Good, but that's the title in UK.
See, I'd see MI5 and I'm thinking that's another Mission Impossible movie. Like obviously kind of what they're going for.
Because I looked this up, and MI5 and MI6 in the UK are similar to the CIA and the FBI.
Right. Yeah, it's military intelligence.
One operates domestically and one operates internationally. Well, MI5 and MI6 are the same thing.
Okay.
And I think MI6 is like the CIA and MI5 would be like the FBI.
Okay.
I believe.
Yep. Now I gotta watch
for that. Yeah.
Not just a pretty face.
I don't think you've ever heard us say that. Number 7. Oh wait, it's me.
Oh.
From 1991. I used to love this show. I watched it on rerun over and over and over. And I liked the movie just as much, but for a different way. 1991, The Addams Family.
That made my honorable mention.
That one I was playing with too. I was toying with that one. Yeah.
I forgot about it entirely, but that was a good movie.
Christopher Lloyd as Fester, I thought was brilliant.
Raul Julia.
The entire casting was spot
It
on.
was.
Yeah, it was great.
And Angelica Houston.
Houston was, I love her. I think I would love
Ricci as Wednesday.
Yes.
Oh my God, she was built for that role.
And the dude who played the hand.
Thing.
Yes.
Yeah,
I think that was Joey Tribbiani, right? He was a hand actor.
I just remember when that movie came out, like everybody was like, "Oh, it's the Addams Family. It'll never work in the new generation," and it crushed.
Yeah,
Addams Family values
not so much, but
questionable.
I agree with you.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, on to number 6.
Okay, so this I had to go. Okay, even when I tell her I'm podcasting, stop texting me. She's still doing it. Okay. I had to go little Canadian on this one. Remember this, watching this as a kid and thinking it's so hilarious. Strange Brew.
Oh, that was an honorable mention. It almost made my list.
It almost made your list. Yeah. Oh. What's wrong? Rob, what's the matter? You look distressed.
From SCTV.
And that's the only reason I didn't include it, because I didn't include skit stuff.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I had to.
It would have definitely been on my list.
Yeah, Strange Brew. That one jumped a little bit. That one was a lot lower. But then when I was I think the last time I looked at this list was last night, and I started it a couple days ago, because I promised you guys I was going to do it properly this time. But that one was climbing up and down. But yeah, it ended up staying at number 6.
I applaud you for including it.
Thank you.
And I have to listen to Bob and Doug McKenzie's.
Oh right, yeah. A beer. Yeah.
Do it multiple times every year because I just love that rendition.
Yeah.
I've got the album over there. Maybe before you go, we'll just throw it on. I can't believe I've watched it so much. I don't associate it with the show anymore.
You're gonna lose your citizenship,
right? Eh?
That's not enough.
She's actually drinking maple syrup. I got to pick up my game. Okay. Jason, number 6.
My number 6, I doubled up because I just couldn't separate them. But 2012, 2014, 21 and 22 Jump Street.
Oh, 21 Jump Street was on my list for a while.
Yeah.
There's so much silly fun. They do not take themselves seriously in any way while still giving us the same general concept.
Especially the great cameos in the first one.
Yes, the cameos are great.
Which I didn't get. Like, you go back and watch it, and like Johnny Depp, it's obvious it's him, but the first time you watch it, it's like, I'm waiting for Johnny Depp to show up.
Yeah. I love that show. I loved that show growing up.
I never watched the show. Was the original show a comedy?
No.
Then why was the movie a comedy?
Because you can't take that concept seriously.
Yeah.
Of grown adults masquerading as high school students.
You're just talking fantasy now. Next thing you're going to say is Starsky and Hutch is a comedy.
But not a very good one.
Okay, I just had to go
that's not on anybody's list, I hope.
No.
Oh, and Chips. That's right. Chips was the other comedy.
Chips was hilarious. Oh, my goodness.
I did not watch that one.
Chips and Baywatch almost made my list because they were so funny.
I don't know how I feel about Chips. I mean, I did chuckle at some. We're talking about the movie, right?
Yeah.
I did. I chuckled at some parts, but
it was okay.
It wasn't my cup of maple liqueur. Mixed with, there's actually coffee in here. I know there is. I promise you, there's coffee in here.
That cup was empty. I saw it. Not now.
Now, the one scene that has been refreshed to me numerous times from the Jump Street movies is in 22 Jump Street, when you find out that Jonah Hill was sleeping with Ice Cube's daughter.
Oh, God.
And Channing Tatum realizes it, and he's freaking out. He's like, oh, snap. Oh, and he's jumping and everybody in the office. You slept with you. It's so funny.
I just love in the first one when Dave Franco points out the fact that you have older people playing high school kids. It's like the fact that you look like a 40-year-old man.
Yeah, they don't take it seriously, and that is what made it perfect.
As long as you like it.
And then the end credits to 22 Jump Street with all the future sequels.
Destroys any possibility of a sequel.
Okay, I got to see that part. I haven't seen the second one.
You should.
I saw, out of those two, the first one I think is better.
Yes. But the second one has some great moments, and it's worth it, particularly for the end credits.
Especially Ice Cube repeatedly saying, "Do the exact same thing."
Okay. James, number 6.
Number 6 from 2010. I did watch the show as a kid. I had an action figure as a kid, but I remember very little of the show. But I'm a huge fan of Joe Carnahan, The A-Team.
That made my honorable mentions.
Talk about loading up.
That's your number one?
That is my number one.
Wow.
I love that movie.
Liam Neeson, Bradley Cooper, Charlton Copley, Jessica Biel, Patrick Wilson, Gerald McRaney, Major Dad.
I was struggling with that one, so that one made my honorable mentions.
That was my first introduction to Charlton Copley, and I instantly fell in love.
What about District 9?
I don't think I'd seen District 9 at that point.
Oh wow!
Oh
wow!
I since have watched District 9 100 times.
Yeah,
but I'll take Charlton Copley in anything.
And as Murdoch,
he was. Yeah. Everybody was perfect,
especially that he's swinging around the helicopter blade.
that movie was cast beautifitly. I was a little worried about like who was going to portray the Mr. T character.
Rampage.
Or he wasn't Mr. T. He was Mr. T. It was.
And a great cameo at the end by John Hamm.
John Hamm cameo. You had
Face.
You had the original Face.
Dirk Benedict.
Murdoch.
Yeah, you had Murdoch. Dwight Schultz.
That might be it because
well, George Papart's long gone.
Yeah.
And Mr. T was nowhere to be found. So
yeah. But that's fun.
I still don't understand why they haven't done a sequel.
I think it underperformed as well.
Yeah, that's exactly.
That baffles me.
I know. Because it was so great.
Baffles me. We even got the montage. They even did the jury rigging montage.
Yep. The MacGyver moment.
Yes. They did it first.
Technically they
did it first.
So it should be the A-Team moment in MacGyver.
Yes.
There we go. James. Number
no, that was my number 6. So it's back. It's you.
Oh, it's me.
Number 6.
Where was I? Oh, I was on number 1. Wow, I jumped way ahead
because it was my number 1.
That's right.
That's right. Okay. My number 6, I didn't exclude it, was Star Trek 2009 with Chris Pine. I loved that reboot-ish thing.
It barely got cut from my list.
You know,
it's infinitely watchable.
Yes.
I thought that was brilliant the way that Paramount did that, because they continued with their, Next Generation and original series, but yet they have just relaunched an entire new universe that they could explore.
Yep.
in just enough way that it was different.
Yes. It's one of the rare instances where they played and did an alternate timeline thing and it worked. There's no hokiness to it. Yeah. There's nothing ham-fisted to make you believe it. It covered all the bases and it worked.
Yeah.
And it's one of the few movies I've seen that I enjoyed Eric Banana. So
Eric Banana.
How do you really feel about
right?
Bana?
Well, I can honestly say I just hold a grudge against him because of that god awful Hulk movie. So
Hulk is great.
I like Hulk. The Ang Lee Hulk.
Ang Lee Hulk is great.
Have you seen that one? The original, like, what was it, 05?
I have, yeah. I've seen that one, and then I saw the one that Edward Norton did as well. Yeah,
I promised myself I wasn't going to get angry about
it. We wouldn't like him when he gets angry.
I'm aware of the line down the middle between.
Well, and I get it. It's not your normal Hulk movie because there's not a whole lot of smashing going on. You know, it's more psychological,
and there's no real enemy in the movie.
Right.
Yeah.
But the CGI looked awful.
With the Eric Bana one? Sorry,
yeah.
Banana one?
Yes.
I haven't seen it in a while.
The Eric Banana film. No. The hulkish dogs and no.
As small awful. As his role is, I still think Eric Bana's best movie is probably in Black Hawk Down.
That is good.
Not going off on too big a tangent, but
no. Number 5, Marianthi, what you got?
It is a Muppets movie.
Oh,
this one was my favorite one growing up as a kid. The 1984 The Muppets Take Manhattan.
Oh,
I absolutely. So I'm going to confess something. There's a scene where the rats get a job in this diner in New York, right? And there's a scene where one of the rats is greasing the flat grill with butter on its feet, so he's skating across the grill. And maybe a younger Marianthi thought, hey, I want to go skating too. And I swear to God, grabbed the butter out of the fridge with a butter knife and was spreading the butter on my feet, trying to skate across the kitchen floor.
Please tell me there's home video of this.
No, there is not home video of this. I'm so sorry. There is
You
not.
could have won $10,000.
You're right. I could have, but I remember when my parent or my sister, my brother, my mom, they tell the story. Like our house was a back split, so like we had our basement, the family room, the kitchen, and the bedrooms, right? So my family was in the family room, and they're hearing like slip boom, like slip boom, and they're like, "What is Marianthi doing?" And they went up to the kitchen, and there I am on the floor with the butter knife, spreading the butter on my feet, trying to, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, never a dumb moment. What can I say? Brilliant.
This is gonna be interesting because I'll be, talking to somebody and I'll start to chuckle a little bit. I mean, what's going on? It's like I just got a mental picture in my head of something.
So yeah, hands down, Muppets Take Manhattan. That's my favorite
great
Muppet
story.
Yeah.
One of these days I'm gonna finally do and go back and revisit all those Muppet movies because it's been a long time since I have. And my wife, for some reason, is not a fan of the Muppets. I don't know why I'm with her, honestly. It's 30 years and I don't get it. She doesn't like Star Wars. She doesn't like Muppets. So
dude, does she like anything? Because literally every story you say, it's like, I like this, but my wife hates it. I like this, but my wife hates it.
Oh, she loves Hairspray and
okay, yeah, that's true. That was
with Anne Hathaway and
I was just curious. Just curious.
Anna Kendrick, she's a fan of. And
Pitch Perfect. There we go.
And the Disney movies,
Okay,
that's about the extent of it.
well, when you say Disney, that opens up a whole lot of films.
Yes. She put the live action Beauty and the Beast on yesterday and then walked away to go make dinner.
Some people
She
like
put it on.
Some people like background noise while they
No, she's upstairs.
Oh.
The TV's down.
Yes, but in her mind, she can hear it.
She wanted to watch it, then walked away from it.
She can hear
And
it.
I came home and I had to sit and watch like 10 minutes of my thespian brother, Sir Ian McKellen, reprising the role that we have both portrayed.
Cogsworth, right?
Huh?
Cogsworth?
Yes.
I remember.
Yes. Sir, what I'm basically saying is Sir Ian McKellen and I are best friends.
Yes, they're besties.
Yep. Yeah. Sir Patrick who?
All right. Jason, in that case, what do you and, Buddy Patrick like for number 5?
Sir Ian, you mean?
Oh, Sir Ian.
Sir Ian. We're big fans for our number 5 of the 1996 Mission Impossible.
Oh,
Barely.
The first one that
Barely got cut from my list. I think I got cut it yesterday.
that 06.
96.
96.
It still works.
Yes.
The twists, the effects, the makeup,
the sleight of hand. I love the sleight of hand he does in that scene.
And the climax on the train and the helicopter,
the blade.
Yeah, just the intensity was just there. I heard I heard that they're bringing back Henry Czerny for this next. I believe this next or the one after this Mission Impossible. The guy who was trying to take down Ethan in that movie. Okay,
he was hunting them.
Yep.
He hasn't been back since the first one, but he's supposed to be coming back.
Oh, cool. I've only ever seen the first one.
Really?
Yep.
Oh my God.
The first one, phenomenal. The second one, a little too much John Woo.
Very John Woo.
Yeah. The third one, intense.
Oh yes.
Philip Seymour Hoffman just crushes as the villain.
Yeah.
Well, he crushed in everything he did. He was awesome.
Exactly.
That's true. Yes.
I didn't realize he was a villain in that. I might have to watch that.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, he's so good.
And it's from 3 is where there's a progression. Like there's a thread that connects them. They keep going.
Continuity,
yeah.
Oh,
Continuity.
okay.
That's the best
and it's the
word,
first time you see Simon Pegg.
Yeah.
He's in the series too?
As
Yes.
Benji. Yeah, he starts in 3. Dude.
Oh, okay.
I've only seen the second one, and I even knew that. Come on.
Really?
Yeah.
No, if you're looking for a series to go through, the Mission Impossible series will not disappoint.
I think I might.
It's a lot of fun.
I know Tom Cruise breaks his toe in one of them.
That was
the last one, wasn't it?
Yeah. Whatever that last one was.
Rogue Nation.
Yeah.
Rogue Nation. Yeah.
No,
Yeah, doing that stunt.
no,
where-
Fallout was the
And-
last one.
I blame Tom Cruise for The Witcher being behind schedule now
Yeah.
because Henry Cavill injured himself because he was doing his own stunts, which he found out he had to do while filming that Mission Impossible Rogue Nation because he
Fallout.
watched Tim Cruise.
Fallout.
Is he
You mean
in-
Tom Cruise?
Mission Impossible
Tom
Fallout
Cruise,
was the
not
most
Tim.
recent one.
Oh, whichever,
mind him.
Whichever
He's
one's
new.
got Henry Cavill.
Yeah,
in it.
that's Fallout.
Yeah.
With the
It's-
mustache. Mustache gate.
Right.
That's
right.
a whole other thing.
James, number 5.
Number 5. My number 5 from 2008, based on a TV show which ran from 1965 to 70, which I remember seeing episodes of, but I only remember I think it's the closing credits. It is Get Smart. They
Yeah.
have it early in the movie where he's going through all the secret doors and everything has to be timed perfectly. Missed it by that much.
The Rock's in that.
Yes,
Yep.
he is. And Bill Murray.
Yeah, Steve Carell was perfect casting for that role.
And Alan Arkin.
I didn't watch that movie until years after it'd been out. My kids, my boys particularly, loved that movie. They watched it pretty much every night when they went to bed.
So
They put
funny.
that. They had a TV in the room. They put that on to go to sleep to. They loved it.
Is your standing moment just like punch Max in the face? Just here's a bag of kittens. Punch Max in the face. Anne Hathaway, Agent 99.
Okay, it took me a second to figure out which movie. Now, yes, okay, got it. I was confusing it with Get Shorty or Get Short, and I was like,
Oh.
what?
Oh,
And then when you started saying, I was like, Steve Carell was in that? No, he wasn't. And then I was like, oh, right, yes, that was funny.
Bill Murray in the tree. I'm in
Yeah.
a tree. You don't have to go. Will you come back this way?
I got to watch that again.
Mhm.
Let me see. My number 5 is from a TV show that never got to be. This film was in 2005. Got to be a brown coat, Serenity.
Oh, okay. It got to be.
No, it
just
didn't.
it was cut short.
That's my
That's
number
what I mean.
4.
Okay,
That's your number 4?
That's your
my
number 4?
It was a show that never got to be what it should have.
that's my number 2.
Oh, really?
Yes.
And where is it on your list, Marianthi?
It's not. At all.
That's one strike.
I already had a strike. I thought that was
We're just
2.
throwing strikes everywhere, aren't we?
Whatever.
Yellow card.
I can dick him out.
Dodging them. Look at
Dick instead
you
of
go.
dodge.
What's even worse was that the movie performed.
Which
Well, and I know why it underperformed because they had 2 actors. It's an ensemble cast, right?
Yeah.
Did you ever watch Firefly?
No.
Oh man, it's a brilliant show. There's only 14 episodes.
I'm gonna write it down. Keep
And
talking. I'm
only
gonna grab a paper and pen.
They aired, I think.
no, there's only one they didn't air.
Oh,
Only
12
one
or
that
13.
didn't air.
Oh, okay.
Oh no, there was a lot that didn't air
I thought there
because
was
they canceled it.
Well, no, for
That's-
what they have,
and-
the number of
And they
episodes.
aired them out of order.
Yes, that's what hurt it the most.
Yeah.
They had a big, like, almost a 2-hour show, I guess we'd call it, the first episode, to introduce everybody.
Yeah.
But the studio exec said, no, too slow. We'll show the second episode first.
Yep.
So nobody knew who anybody was, and but it's a brilliant show.
And a brilliant movie.
Oh, Steve, well, thank you. 3 strikes now.
Oh.
Now, let's
Steve.
Right?
Told you I could
we
dodge
we
them.
gotta point something out here. Firefly was a Western in space.
Yes.
They proved that a Western in space could work with Firefly. The network at the time just didn't have any
they
faith in it.
Screwed it up.
And
so
now,
much.
what's the hottest thing on TV? A Western in Star Wars with Mandalorian, because it is totally a Western.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
It's the whole feel of it, even the score. It's a Western.
And very much when you had Timothy Olyphantastic
Yes.
as the sheriff in that
So
town.
you don't get Mandalorian without Firefly coming first.
Yes.
But I get why the film underperformed because there's 9 people in this cast. 2 of them couldn't commit to a longer schedule for a couple movies. So in this first movie coming back, they killed off 2 of the main characters.
Mhm.
And that did not sit well with a lot of people.
I'm a leaf on the wind.
Yep.
Oh man.
So I get why, but I thought it was great.
Oh, so great. I saw it before I saw the show. Actually,
I need a moment.
I missed out on the show when it was around. It was like I heard it was good. I was a fan of Joss Whedon. I just never got into it. Watched the movie, then went back and watched the show, and then I've gone back and forth several times.
Martin nailed it. It's his number 1. But he goes, "You cancel us? Okay, we'll make a film."
Yeah.
But it took a long time to get the film too, though.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that puts us to number 4.
Number 4. Okay, so since a Batman movie did make my number 4.
Yeah.
And it has to be The Dark Knight.
Of course.
Mm-hmm. Dark Knight is definitely my number 4. Heath Ledger, fantastic rendition of the Joker.
A perfect film.
The only thing that was kind of like a little like lamey was the end. Like I mean, I'm glad that the boats didn't blow up. That's not what I'm saying here. But when Christian Bale's like, oh, because there's, the good in people. It's like, come on, somebody on that boat would have hit that trigger.
Yeah.
That part was like, okay, I get it. You got to touch towards
Rest in peace, Tiny Lister Jr.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yes, that's right. That like last week or something?
Yeah. Yeah, it was just Yeah, it was while we were doing the circle.
Yep.
Yeah. But that's definitely out of all the Batman movies, and that's the only one. Oh, never mind. I'm biting my tongue. The Dark Knight is my number. I forgot about that.
So there might be something else coming up. Maybe.
Spoiler alert.
Well, the good Dr. Steve says, what is this firebug show you're talking about?
Can we kick him out?
I have no idea. For Steve, I have no idea either. I just learned about it. Firefly. I wrote it down so I don't forget.
See? Write it down, Steve.
I did.
He knows.
You want to work with that guy.
Didn't say want to.
Oh, okay.
It's all those sharks with freaking laser beams.
Well, what's interesting is because for number 4, we now know Jason's is Maverick.
Mm-hmm.
James
that's
is
right.
Serenity.
Yes.
So it goes back to me.
Yes.
There you go.
Mine is from a TV show in the 50s. I can't remember exactly when it started.
Ooh.
But it's a film released in 1987 with
Nope.
2 incredible actors in it, Kevin Costner and Sean Connery. It's called
I knew it. The second you said those 2. Yeah.
Show?
Oh, yeah. Elliot Ness.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
He's absolutely right.
Elliot Ness and the Untouchables.
That didn't come up on my pre-screening list.
Wow. Best check your list.
I'm gonna check your credentials here.
I watch that every once in a
That's
while.
a great movie.
Based on true events.
The true events translated into a show, and then the show was made into a movie. That's another sound effect I'm going to need.
Didn't Sean Connery win an Oscar for that?
Yeah, we had a rant about this a few shows ago.
Oh,
Did we?
Yeah. I like the whole speech that Sick Boy and Rent make in Train Spotting. You're just like, what about the Academy Award? That means fuck all. It's a simple thought.
No.
It's a pretty good movie, in my opinion.
Oh,
Somebody's vibrating.
pulling it up. Oh,
is that me?
Yeah.
I heard that.
no, don't worry. It was mine too. Mine went John.
It's the family. I'm gonna go drop off the Christmas gifts to. I was like, hey, I'm gonna be a little bit later, and she's responding.
We're keeping you much longer than we planned. I am.
Oh my God, don't worry about it. I'm having fun. They can wait. And they're probably watching. Love you guys, but they can wait. No, it's great. She's got they're a family with 2 small children, so they're being super careful with COVID. So they've got, I think, from my understanding, because it's pretty mild. I don't know what the weather is like in Toronto. It's like 4 degrees. It's pretty mild today. So she's got a little fire pit set up for us in the backyard.
Oh, nice.
Oh, that's cool.
So yeah. And I haven't seen her in a while, so it's going to be quite nice.
That is cool. Okay, we're going to jump to number 3 then, and I'm going to do Dr. Stevels here first because he likes T.J. Hooker the movie.
I didn't know they made a movie.
They didn't. Okay, they didn't.
I mean, TV movies I get, but I used to watch that show.
Wait, why are you jumping to number 3?
Because
What
We
was
already
your number
knew-
4?
your number 4 was The Dark Knight, right?
Yeah.
And mine was
That's
Maverick.
why we're going to 3.
Did we go through everything?
What
Yeah,
was yours, Rob?
Jason's was Maverick. James is
Oh, that's
Serenity.
right. That's right. And then yours was, that's right. That's why I felt so short. I'm like, why are we at number 3 already? Okay.
Yeah.
So I had to, I'm like, you're not doing this because whatever. I had to include
Three to
this
one.
because it's one of my favorite shows, TV shows. Love this show. Seen every episode. Can't wait for the new season. South Park, bigger, longer, and uncut.
Yes.
See, now you guys are getting a little glimpse of what I enjoy watching and my sense of humor. So, yeah, hands down.
I love that movie. But I couldn't put it on my list.
I missed
No?
it. I waffled on that one for this list.
Yeah, it's the hardest I've ever laughed, or my stomach was hurting.
It's
that and Team America, but Team America couldn't make the list, right?
Couldn't or wouldn't put it on your list.
With everything else there, it just didn't make the list.
No.
One thing you find about me, I'm not an Oscar person. Okay.
Right.
I find the Oscar to be a bunch of people backpatting each other, you know. But that being said, South Park actually made me watch the Oscars because Robin Williams came on and did that song.
Yeah.
I wasn't a fan of that performance. I mean, I like Robin Williams and all, but I wanted it just sounded weird for him to sing that.
Oh no. He could sing anything. I don't care. The man's brilliant. You know, just
fair enough.
Literally.
You don't deny Robin Williams.
Yeah. James
and Steve will point out the South Park COVID special was awesome.
Oh,
it was awesome.
I got to watch that.
It
was awesome.
Well, you know what then? I'm going to post. I'll put the post. No, I'll wait in a second. Okay, go ahead, Jason. Number 3.
My number 3 from 2019.
Ooh.
Pokemon Detective Pikachu.
I still haven't watched that, but it's on my list.
You know, it counts. Based on Pokemon. So
yes.
It
counts.
It does. It counts. You're right. It does.
Detective Pikachu is a phenomenal piece of film. It hits all the right notes for the nostalgia of Pokemon, but it has such a great heart to it. And Reynolds is it's a slightly different role for Reynolds because it is just his voice, but he doesn't have any of the very little of his wisecracking.
Really?
Yeah, it's
all in the trailer.
It's a little more toned down for him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's got some, but for the most part, he's more toned down.
Okay,
and it's just so heartfelt, and it'll make you cry, and it's a really good, and it looks stunning. The CGI effects for the Pokemon themselves was amazing.
Nice.
I had a blast watching that. Yeah, I really did.
I will get to it. It's on my list.
You gotta.
Yes, absolutely.
That's all I'm saying.
You know what? Give it a good, honest watch.
Oh, he did it.
Yep.
That's right.
I went there.
Drew it down.
He did it. All right. In that case, James, what is your number 3?
My number 3 from 2019, also from 2019, the long-awaited. Everyone was waiting for this after 3 seasons of an amazing show. Deadwood the movie.
Oh my god, I haven't seen that yet.
Which just as whatever you hoped follow-up to the show would be, this movie brought it.
I never watched any of it, and I'm surprised it wasn't your number 1 because you've hyped that movie numerous times. I really thought that was going to be your number 1.
It was tough.
Yeah.
See, I love Deadwood, and I was mad when it ended because they didn't get any notice, so it was a cliffhanger. And
it was. Oh, and I mean, like the only one who couldn't come back for the show was. Damn it.
Timothy Oliphant?
No.
Ian McShane?
No, the actor because he died.
Those are the only 2 I know in it.
Damn it. I always put myself on the spot like this.
Right? You should know all these people, James.
I know.
I'm disappointed.
And
I'm so disappointed.
Pierce,
I'm just entertained by watching you do this repeatedly.
Right?
Oh my god.
Forget some more for us, please.
I gotta stop myself in the head. Powers Booth.
I'm thinking that's why he forgot.
He couldn't come back because he died. But oh man, and you even get Garrett Dillahunt coming back, who was like well, I mean, in the first season, he was the guy who shot Wild Bill Hickok and then disappeared. In the second season, he was, I can't remember the character's name, but he was that sadistic guy working for George Hurst who was cutting up the prostitutes. He comes back as an extra in the movie, just as some random mob shouting something out. You don't even recognize him until you look at the trivia. But everything you wanted to see in this movie, you got.
That's awesome. I got to watch it.
Especially All of Fantastic.
The only place I found to rent it is for $14 on Google, and that you have to buy it.
That's a bargain. It's
right. If I'm spending that much, I want to buy it.
Yes.
You know, I'm not going to rent it.
I bought the Blu-ray, and So good.
Well, my number 3 is based on a show.
Well, good. That's the topic.
Ooh, based on a show. Is that the list we're doing?
Yeah, that's right. I don't know if Jason's ever seen this. I do know he's watched the entire series because he watched it during the movie Madhouse.
Okay.
And brought it up to us over and over again.
Aqua Teen Hunger Force, the colon movie film for theaters?
No. It's X-Files, Fight the Future.
Oh, that was on my list for a few days.
I adore the X-Files series.
The movies are great.
They are really good. And they maintain the mythos of the whole series.
Yeah.
You know? That was the first one. And I remember sitting in the theater just eating it up the whole time.
I never saw the first one in the theater. I saw it on VHS. The second one I saw in the theater.
I enjoyed the reboot season.
I still have to check that out. The revival.
Revival, yes. I enjoyed that season. But
Didn't watch any of them.
I didn't watch X-Files until the Madhouse, and then I binged watch all 9 seasons.
Oh, you got booted for half a second.
I did. That's right.
It wasn't me for a change.
So yeah,
Sorry.
I watched back in the day. I watched it at their suggestion on the podcast, and I watched all 9 seasons plus the films in a month.
Yeah.
I
Seriously?
overdosed.
Marianthi says she doesn't like
how
the
many
9
seasons?
seasons.
That's
Total-
what he
I don't like the what? Marianthi says what?
Not counting
You don't
the
like to
Revival.
binge.
9 seasons.
9 seasons.
You know,
Okay.
binge
Yeah,
show.
if I start binging, I'm screwed. I can't. I'm gonna go get rid of this so it stops going off. Keep talking. I can hear you guys. Okay, and you'll see. You might see my reindeer pajama pants. So that's you're lucky. To see it.
Welcome to Zoom.
I overdosed. And it's because of that I can't binge watch any series that has more than like 8 to 10 episodes.
This sounds familiar. You
yeah.
have mentioned this before.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh,
Like
okay.
I want to watch Supernatural. I can't. I'm
Mm.
afraid to.
Well, there's 15 seasons.
I know.
It took me. I
You'll be in a
struggled.
coma.
I struggled through the first 3 seasons, and then I continued until after the Leviathans got killed off, and then I stopped watching. Not because I didn't like it, because I just moved on to other things and didn't go back to it. I do plan on going back to it because now that it's done.
Now they need a Supernatural movie. Then it can be on our list.
Yeah.
Well, they're gonna have trouble because isn't one of those guys now?
I haven't finished the season.
No. One of the 2 guys is attached now to
Oh,
do the
Jared,
revival of Walker, Texas Ranger.
yeah, Jared Padalecki and
The
Jensen
other
Ackles
ones-
is joining season 3 of The Boys.
Right?
Yeah.
Hello.
Yes.
But
Okay.
the X-Files, that movie was good.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
It like you said, it continued the mythos.
It was
And-
it appeared in between seasons too. It got
Yep.
me to start watching the show again, and then I stopped. But they continued right off the movie.
Yep. That's what I thought was brilliant too. It pulled a whole bunch of people into the show.
Yeah.
It really did.
Where are we?
Number 2, Marianthi.
Marianthi.
This is a character from Batman.
Ooh.
okay.
Oh, I know
Can we
what
guess?
this is.
Can
No, I
we
don't.
guess?
No.
I know what it is.
Is there laughing involved?
There's a lot of laughing in it.
Oh.
Mhm.
I had to make number 2 Joker.
Oh.
I thought it was what? Oh, okay. I thought you were gonna. I had to. It was brilliant. It was you got finally an insight on his story, how he became who he was. Joaquin Phoenix was just phenomenal. I don't think there's any part of that movie that was not amazing.
Well, see,
Like everything about it.
I love that movie myself, and I'm actually surprised I did not put it on this list
No, me too.
because of the
Now, if
fact-
only I had the power to switch you from the top. But
Hang on.
anyway, sorry, go on.
I deserved it. But I love it because of the fact it's so ambiguous. Like you said, it gives you an idea of how he became to be. But
Right.
is it? How much of that film was actually real
It's
Of
very
course.
disputed.
and how much was in his head?
Yeah.
And I love that about that film.
It was great. Yeah. You're right. The parts where it revealed that everything was just in his brain, it didn't even come across that way
Yep.
in the
So
film,
then
right?
you start thinking how much more of that was actually in his head.
It's
And
just so
even
great.
the one thing I didn't notice right away, the clock at the beginning when he opens and he's talking to that person,
The clock never changes.
and the clock at the end when he's now in the hospital, the clock times are exactly the
Apparently
same.
the
Notice
clocks
that.
all throughout the movie are the same.
Really?
That's what
I
they
need
say.
to rewatch it.
Well,
I saw it again a couple months
to.
ago, and
Have to. Like, nobody has to watch that movie. They want to.
yeah.
All right, he earned that one.
How is that a bootable offense?
He's just getting willy-nilly with the
I'm
boot.
speaking
Yeah.
truth here.
I'm just clicking buttons like crazy over here.
Jeez.
Power has gone to his head.
And I had to bring you back, James, because I need your number 2. We know Jason's is Serenity.
Oh, okay. Well, these ones better be strong because Jason called me out on why Deadwood was number 3. I never watched the show this was based on, though I may have seen clips on TV. I think my dad was watching it one time. It is Denzel's second most badass performance. This is 2014's The Equalizer.
Almost made my list.
This,
Okay.
oh man, but behind Man on Fire, I don't think there's a possibly even better badass performance that he could make. Just
Thank you for naming those and not Training Day.
Training Day is great, but he's a villain in that movie, and I wouldn't call him a badass. He's just a corrupt cop.
I did not like his performance in that.
No?
It was too much.
But it won an Oscar.
Exactly my point.
Anyway, I like that movie, him and Ethan Hawke. But
See, I like the movie. It just had nothing to do with the show. The TV show?
I'm not that familiar with the
I used to
show.
watch the show,
Yeah.
and it was an ancient white guy that used to work for the Secret Service that would go help people.
Yeah.
So now you have a young black man
Who's going to help people?
who
He
is
wasn't that young.
Well, no.
Who used to work for the CIA,
But
who's going to help people?
But he's not. That's just
Yes.
it. Like even at the beginning, she's looking for help, and he's like, nope. And finally, he jumps in and helps her.
Yeah.
This guy comes out of the gate, and that's what his purpose
Well,
is.
yeah. This one is like he doesn't want to
So-
be that guy anymore.
Yeah, on the TV show, he had no problem being that guy.
Yeah.
But that's it. Like generally, you're right. It's the same basic plot.
Oh yeah, fair
A
enough.
lot of movies have that same basic plot.
Yeah. And then they take it their own direction.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, that movie Equalizer was good. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I don't think I've watched the second one yet.
Oh, the second one is also good, and you've got Mandalorian in there. Yeah. Pedro Pascal is in there as a former associate of his.
No, I want to see Mando in there.
Well, you take off his mask, that's him.
You don't.
Oh, it's also good. It's also
Okay,
good.
we did. I know. Okay.
That is on to you.
On to me, number 2.
You didn't already name it, did you?
No, I did not. And of course, I had to get a Harrison Ford movie on my list because Harrison Ford is my god.
Oh,
He can't make a bad movie, even the Star Wars Holiday Special.
I know what movie you're talking about.
1993
don't.
spawned its own sequel
Oh yeah.
with Tommy Lee Jones called U.S. Marshals. 1993's The
Oh.
Fugitive.
That's 3 I've waffled on. That was a great movie.
Yes,
Very intense.
Yes.
Mhm.
I thought that was so.
I didn't kill my wife. I don't care.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Tommy Lee Jones stole his scenes in that one.
That's actually one of my favorite things to say. I don't care.
Yep.
Yep.
I use it for everything.
Yeah.
Here's your ticket. I don't care.
Okay.
But yeah, I watched this one
That's
really
good. That's a good one.
because, like I said, Harrison Ford's my god, so I have to. But the performances in this, Tommy Lee Jones stealing things, it's just. I consider this almost a perfect movie. He should have been nominated for an Oscar for this one,
Hmm.
but after Witness, he will never be nominated again, so it doesn't matter.
He should have been nominated and won for Regarding Henry, if you ask me.
Yeah, but that came after Witness, so it's never going to happen.
But why? What's
Yeah,
the
what's the story with
significance of
Witness?
Witness?
You guys, do you know
I haven't seen the movie, but what's the controversy?
he was nominated for an Oscar for The Witness?
Yeah.
He was interviewed about it. He goes, they said, how do you feel about being compared, to these other actors and all that? And he goes, it's not a real comparison. You can't, unless they're doing the same role I'm doing or I'm doing the same role they're doing. it's totally different.
You talked about this a couple of years
So
ago
he
when we were
spoke
talking
the
about
truth
the
and got
Oscars.
blacklisted.
Yep. But yeah, the Academy did
I
not
remember
like
your
that.
explanation, but I don't think that's blacklist worthy. It's just
Oh, it's not, but they did it.
and it's not. And he didn't sound ungrateful according to what you told me.
Yep. Oh no, I don't think. I thought the interview was good because it was factual. You know, it's how can you compare apples and oranges and pick one that's best? You know, technically,
did he
can't.
show up at the Oscars for when he got nominated?
Yep.
See, now had he boycotted the Oscars, that would have been a kind of a slap in the face, I think.
But yeah, no, he was there.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. That's why I don't like him that much, because of that. And I hate to use the word, but elitist almost, where they pat each other's back, and if you offend the club, then you're never going to join that club.
It's always political.
And
It's always and 9 times out of 10, it's the newest is best. You know, rare exceptions have popped up, but they're very rare, and that's why you can't put any stock in it. The only awards that matter are chosen by actual fans.
The People's Choice Awards.
Yeah,
But see, and I get
even
to,
then, you're still risking the newer is better.
well, that's just it.
That's true.
With fans, whatever's popular will always be the best. You know, whether it's good or not.
Yeah,
You know,
but the fans pay the bills.
that's so true.
That's why they matter.
Okay, enough of that little tirade. Let's jump to number 1. What you got?
So, my number 1 is from an SNL skit.
Oh,
Fair enough.
Should we
rating it in?
Night at the Roxbury.
No. It's a classic. 2 amazing actors. One of us is not with us anymore. He hasn't been with us in a while. I'm giving hints here.
This is Phil Hartman.
No,
No.
That's not what I wrote.
not
No.
that.
No?
Dan
You need-
Aykroyd and John Belushi.
Oh,
The Blues Brothers.
that's right.
I just fell in love with you.
That's
When I said that I didn't include those because my number 1
Was that your number 1? I knew
That
it.
is
I
my
said,
number
didn't I
one.
say it in the beginning?
That's my number 1
For
favorite
not
movie
including
of all.
SNL skits?
I said it in the beginning. I said, I think my number 1 is
You
your
broke the wrong
number
rule.
1.
Yes.
No, I didn't include it in this.
Oh, well, you just said it's
No,
your
he
number
didn't.
No, when I mentioned that I didn't include this stuff because my number 1 would carry over from
one.
that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
All right.
I knew it. I said it. I said, I think my number 1 is that. But the Blues Brothers. I didn't see Blues Brothers 2000. I don't think I
No.
did. I mean,
Don't.
I didn't watch it. You can't without John Belushi.
It's- I
Uh,
respect John Goodman and Jim Belushi, but it's awful.
absolutely. I didn't see it. I don't know.
I don't know what
but
you're talking
I love.
Thankfully, you don't know what I'm talking about.
No, I don't. Are
And-
you talking about a film? But I think I'm just hearing static in my ears.
And I love Chicago. I love Chicago, and I go there quite a bit. And seeing the city in the '80s and seeing it from what I know today, and just all of the amazing music and the musicians in it is just.
I ate lunch there once, but I don't know
See,
much of them.
Steve will
Wayne's-
thought the same thing I did. Wayne's World.
No. Then
Then he said Coneheads,
I never saw Coneheads.
but then he said, "Thank goodness the Coneheads."
Thank goodness
was
the
not
Coneheads
worthy."
is not worthy. Wayne's World is an honorable mention. A friend of mine, Andy, who saw our last podcast and better be watching this one. Hey, Andy. He mentioned Wayne's World. I said to him, it didn't make my list, but it definitely made my honorable mentions. But yeah, Blues Brothers.
You're right. You
Nice.
are right.
Nice.
Thank you. And on that note, no. I'm gonna finish this now.
Well, we know Jason's number 1,
A-Team.
the A Team. James, what do you got?
Hmm. My number 1 from 2006. I don't believe I've ever seen an episode of this show or a clip of an episode of this show, but it is my second or third favorite Michael Mann movie, and I'm not surprised it didn't show up on anyone else's list. But
Me either.
Miami Vice. I love this movie from beginning to end. I love every second of it. The music, the acting, the cinematography. I'm also a huge fan of Colin Farrell, but I thought everyone knocked it out of the park in this movie.
See, The guy gets to be in one movie with Colin Farrell, and now
Oh,
suddenly
shut it!
that's all he talks about, right?
I know I watched that movie. I don't remember anything from it, so it obviously didn't stick.
I thought it was cool.
I do remember seeing it, but I'm kind of like Jason. The plot didn't stick with me. Maybe I just need to watch it again. Maybe I can appreciate it like you do.
Maybe.
I'm not sure.
It's got a great soundtrack. Colin
I
Farrell
have
and
no
Jamie
doubt.
Foxx do a great job.
But it came out at a time where I wasn't, as weird as this might sound, I didn't pay attention to movies as much back then.
Mm-hmm.
You know, my appreciation for movies has grown over the years, and then doing this podcast really made me grow that side of me.
Here's one way to look at it. The way they take a somewhat serious show like 21 Jump Street and make a comedic version of it, you take a movie, a show from the 80s, like Miami Vice, and go dead serious with it.
Okay.
Like there's no humor in this movie.
Maybe I should revisit it as well. I'll put it in the list. It's going to be a while, but I'll put it in
if
the
you
list.
appreciate the way Michael Mann's movies have looked in the vein of Collateral, because it was made around that time. It looks a lot like Collateral. The way Michael Mann had transitioned into digital video. It's very much in that vein.
Okay. I'll try and slip it in the list somewhere.
Cool.
I'm gonna have to rewatch it myself.
Give it a good
What?
Where? Who said that?
He's just throwing it around now.
Yeah, I feel like that was an abuse of power.
I didn't do it twice.
Referees,
I
flag on the play.
I don't think I did it twice in a row.
Oops. Sorry, the judges pulled him on that one.
2 minutes. 2 minutes for high stick.
2 minute timeout. Yeah, that's it. Well, Marianthi, thank you so much for this topic and this.
Did
list.
we finish?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, what was your number one?
My number one was mentioned way back at the beginning. 1 second here. The Naked Gun.
Oh, that's
Right.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
That was a long time ago.
Yeah.
My pleasure. Thank you.
So, yeah.
Great topic, Marianthi.
Thank you. Thank you. Can I quickly say my honorable mentions?
Oh,
Yeah.
please
I have
do.
honorable mentions. So I mentioned this earlier, the A-Team, Wayne's World. Okay, another Muppet movie, The Muppets Treasure Island. Have you guys seen that one?
Yes.
Tim Curry.
Really funny. It's so funny. And then 2 more animated ones. The Simpsons movie, I think, did justice, right?
That was
But
fun.
not enough to make a top 10. But for a popular show that's been on forever, like Simpsons, to do a full-length feature. And this one I really wanted to throw in there because they were my favorite cartoons growing up as a kid. I remember I used to purposely come home from school for lunch just to watch this TV show, but the Jetsons Meet the Flintstones.
Okay, no,
Classics.
I like
I
that.
had to mention it because I loved the Flintstones and I loved the Jetsons and I loved Hanna-Barbera and I loved the Saturday morning. Actually, I used to go to Greek school every Saturday from 9 to 3, so I missed all the Saturday morning cartoons and I would always play sick to stay home just to watch. And it was all those Hanna-Barbera ones, but
I almost considered putting the Flintstones, the John Goodman Flintstones.
right.
film.
Yeah,
It
I was
almost
thinking
made
about
it.
that one too, but I just was so when we talked about earlier stuff that you rewatch or that just hold a special place to you, it's definitely that one.
Yeah. See, my number 11 was Lost in Space.
Mm.
That was
Yeah.
a decent movie.
It was.
Yeah.
I liked it.
It gets poo-pooed a bit, but I enjoyed that one a lot.
Oh, me too. Me too. It was, but like Marianthi said, it's just not quite top 10.
Yeah.
But it is still fun.
I considered the Entourage movie, but it was pretty much just another episode of Entourage.
Yeah.
That's why I didn't include the Jackass movies.
Yeah.
Same thing,
I
so.
considered the first one, yeah.
A couple honorable mentions I have here that hadn't come up at all. 1986, the Transformers, the movie, the animated one.
Mm.
Oh, yeah, that's true. That's
Because
technically a movie based on the
took
show.
the cartoon and it just took it that little bit farther, a little bit more darker.
Yep.
And all. And I saw that
First
in the theater.
swear
like
word in
3
the
times.
Transformers franchise.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
2007's Reno 911 Miami.
Okay.
That one was
'Cause-
pretty funny.
That would probably be my sister's number one.
It's
Yeah.
hilarious. I watched a good chunk of the show, and they really they turned it up a notch. The Rock cameo is hilarious. And then 1998, the Rugrats movie.
Oh yeah.
Another show I never watched.
I never watched that either. Yeah.
I just love the Rugrats. Like, I just want to hug them and squeeze them.
Awesome. Well, again, thank you so much for being on the show.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah.
My pleasure. It was
And-
fun.
That kind of wraps it up for us. This has been a very long episode,
It has.
but it's been a blast. It has.
Well, great.
Just to finalize, I put this on here because we had talked about Christmas specials earlier, and there is one coming up on December 23rd, 7:00. It's the Dr. Stevel's COVID Christmas special.
Ooh, lovely.
I've seen some of the stuff and it's hilarious. So that's going to be online at 7:00, December 23rd.
Nice.
So mark your
Marking
calendar.
it down.
Excellent. But for now, I guess that's it for us. So for another week at the Movie Madhouse, I'm Rob.
I'm James.
I'm Jason.
And I'm Marianthi.
Oh, later.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
I say shut up! It's a